onward and upward. Looks like we have one. So these just barely don't touch. This one might. Let's see. Did you get the coalition space here? No. Okay, so like it's only got 3 separated by a couple of empty systems. Yep. So nothing else going on here. Now, let's check out the rest of human space. And by the rest, I mean going up to here. I think we need to go to like... where is it? Memory... Boy, I don't remember these. Asgard... What's this system? Wait, what's this system? Well, there's some new systems that we got to check out. Alright, so we'll land here. Yeah, I already did that. So there's a bunch of new systems that we got to check out. Not even worth it. Let's see the spaceport. Oh. No. I don't think so. Alright, let's see what we got in this system. Maybe it's more pirate systems that I can demand tribute for. Or Bona. Okay. What? There's a pirate here? That's pretty weird. We can go just to Zosma. How about that? Alright, so let's see here. Where is the... Valhalla? Man, I don't remember how to trigger this mission now. But there's another place over here. I remember... Okay, so... Okay. So first things first. I'm going to go here. So I remember that's sort of like where stuff triggers. And then I'll go up, and then we're going to see that system that is unexplored. You know what I'm curious about? Like the Gegno area and the Bunrodians. Because the Gegno are worse than humans. So I wonder what they're going to do about that. Alright, let's see here. I think, I'm not sure whether to go on... I don't exactly know which one to go on. So we're going to land on this one. We have to also check out just like... Actually, we'll check out Valhalla. And check out to see what kind of like equipment and ships they got there, because I think there's some new... Tractor beam was new. Mining laser is new. The development of the beam laser not only led to the advancements in space, but off the field of astro. See, like, this is good. This should have... It's fine. It's finally good that they're actually like adding like not combat only kind of things. The modern mining laser is a derivative of the beam laser engineered to optimize mineral yield and extraction rates at the expense of range and shield damage. So let's see here. I mean, it's still a weapon. Let's see what else you got here. Well, we're going to go to... Oh, here we go. Oh, yes, yeah. Let's see here. What do we got here? We got here. There is a feeling of deep melancholy in the nearly deserted spaceport. A few plaques adorn the walls, proudly boasting of earlier times when Nefel was a place of relevance in the galactic community. Most are old images of researchers and doctors and their miracle cures. But now this place is a ghost town, and you walk its empty halls, unsure why you even bothered to explore it in the first place. You turn a corner and find a woman standing near a booth with blown-up images of ice-covered scenery. She waves at you excitedly. "Hello, Captain. I hope you've been enjoying your stay in our state-of-the-art spaceport. But why stay cooped up here when you could be out there? She gestures toward the windows. Explore the breathtaking glacier ice plains or the boiling Slitter River. We'll even take you to the Himmeln Valley where the famous Regalian cure was discovered. So, Captain, she continues, what do you say? Should I sign you up for the VIP Winter Wonder excursion package for a special limited time offer of only 2,000 credits? Hell yeah, sign me up. The woman's face lights up, and you get the sense that she isn't used to hearing yes very often. Oh, that is wonderful, Captain, just wonderful. She puts her finger to her ear and says, Hlad, we have a customer. Get the crawler warmed up. The woman then drops her hand and waves to you. Right this way, Captain. And might I add, you will not be disappointed. She chatters excitedly about the cultural, artistic, and scientific merits of the trip as she leads you towards a large pressure hatch. She hits a switch and the hatch opens. She then escorts you into a frigid maintenance dock. A loud, ugly vehicle is whirring at the center of a mess of broken, discarded parts. There she is. The woman is nearly shouting as she speaks over the mechanical hum. We call her Brunhilde, the Queen of the Ice, a most durable vehicle, capable of giving you an authentic ice explorer experience. The ice crawler Brunhilde looks less than dependable to you. It appears to be a rundown mishmash of parts and jury-rigged technology forced onto 3-century-old ice crawler, probably used by the original colonists. Are you sure this thing is safe? Hell yeah. The woman hesitates. Don't you worry. Why, that ice crawler is the safest place in all of Nefel. Those other accidents were flukes. And what happened to her sister ice crawler, Gudrun, was entirely unforeseeable. The woman pulls out a small touchscreen. For very standard liability reasons, I need you to quickly put your digital signature right here. You or your estate can't sue us if you're injured or die on the excursion. Furthermore, there is no expectation of rescue should you get lost up there, or the ice crawler breaks down. She gives you a forced smile, not that it ever would happen, and like I said, this is a very standard waiver in the tourist trade. I wouldn't think too much about it. She holds up the touchscreen for you to sign. Yeah! With your signature in hand, the woman's eyes sparkle, and there is a skip in her step as she leads you to the ice crawler. She pulls a lever on the outside of the vehicle that opens a door and releases a ramshackle ramp for you to climb. She indicates that you should walk up the feeble-looking ramp. Hlad will be your driver and tour guide for the duration of your excursion. She is waiting for you within. On behalf of the Intrepid Ice Adventures Limited, I would like to wish you a happy and safe expedition. Board that thing. The ice crawler Brunhilde smells of oil, atmosphere, and perspiration. Gross. The confines are tight with a padded bench area and threadbare seat belts. There are wires and hard angles everywhere. You're careful not to get tangled in the green, white, and blue wires running overhead and into the cockpit. You take a seat and strap in. It is only a little warmer here than it was in the maintenance dock. To your left and right are wide, scratched, and frosted-rimmed windows. Welcome. I am called Hlad. The thickly accented woman looks back from the driver's seat. She has short blonde hair, and her face and arms are covered in long, weaving blue tattoos. I am from here. I have spent whole life traversing this tundra. I know like back of hand. She gives you a lopsided grin and then pats the steering console. And Brunhilde here, she never let you down. Hlad turns away from you and starts pulling some levers. Now, she says, let's begin. Let's sit back and get this party started. Whoa, look at that. After a few hours of crawling through a bleak, blank wasteland silence, Hlad turns the crawler into what looks like a bleaker and blanker wasteland. This is the famous, that word, ice plane. Stories say, once whole convoy of researcher disappear here. Can drill hole in ice for fishing. This is very good tasting woolly octopus beneath it. Hlad slows down and looks back at you. You have question. Hell yeah, I've got a question. Let's ask these questions. What happened to the researchers? Hold on, I need a drink. Long time ago, researcher convoy looked for a bacterial pharmaceutical. Many researcher convoy in area. Most smart native pathfinder like me. This convoy, they not so smart. They say pathfinder a waste of money. They go out on ice alone and they never come back. Hlad shrugs. Maybe they fall on ice. Maybe they get eaten by ice slug. What's an ice slug? Maybe an avalanche fall on them. Maybe fall on old weapon and die. Nobody ever find them. Tour guide book say that some night you could see ghosts haunting ice. Tour guide book dumb. Any more question? Is it safe to drive over the ice? Very safe. Except when not. I mean, that absolutely makes sense. It's very safe except when it isn't. Ice not always frozen, but sometimes very thin. I can tell. You cannot. Trust Hlad and you not drown and get eaten by ice slug. You have more question? Are there sea monsters beneath the ice? Every world have animal. Some animal big, some small. Woolly octopus, mostly small, the size of this ice crawler only. Vorst in ice plains is ice slug. They can squeeze through tiniest hole in ice. This take long time, for they as big as house. They have no teeth, too hard to squeeze through little hole. But they have acid spit. Put hole in ice crawler, easy. They eat many foolish researcher and tourist. She smiles at you. You are not foolish tourist. You are with a shlod. You are safe. Any more questions? No. It is smart not to ask question. His lad tells you the best parts only. His lad gives you a quick grin, swivels back into her makeshift cockpit. Enough ice plane. Now if you go to next stop. Look out at the bright ice plains as they slowly disappear in the dull horizon. Boom. The ice crawler plows through the snow, hill, mountain, and tundra for another hour or two before a massive and oddly shaped rock passes into view. Hijlat stops the ice crawler so you can look at it. Look at that oddly shaped rock. This is a rock, she says matter-of-factly. You look at it for a while and realize that there is a face half chiseled in it. You done looking? We are good to move to next stop, Hijlat asks. Wait, is that part of a man's face card? What's so special about this rock? Whoa, here we go. That rock is supposed to celebrate man who discovered Rigelian cure. He was called Hank, or Henry, or Bill, or something. Hijlat shrugs with evident disdain. The cure was found here, but back when tundra was melting and Nefel was little warmer. They say this man will discover it, and they want to make grand statue for him. But it turned out Nefel is not so great place for statue. Besides, no one likes statue of liar. Hijlat turned back to her controls and gets the ice crawler moving forward again. That is enough about stupid rock and stupid airman. Now we go to river, she tells you. The large, oddly shaped rock falls out of your field of view as the ice crawler turns away from it. Boop, 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 doo. Oh my goodness. The uneventful journey to the boiling ice river of Sladir is suddenly interrupted when a deep tremor followed by a thunderous boom shakes the ice crawler to its core and causes it to slip on the disturbed ice and snow. Somewhere outside, subsequent rumble starts to build rapidly. After Hijlat regains control of the crawler, she immediately veers away from the noise. That was Niflquake, and loud noise was avalanche or landslide, maybe both. This is not good. Despite her calm demeanor, she wields the ice crawler with reckless abandon as she tries to avoid the rumbling snow. The machine protests with creaks and whirs and pops as it strains to claw itself out of the way faster than it has probably gone for hundreds of years. The closer the rumbling gets, the more difficulty Hijlat seems to have retaining traction. I think, Hijlat starts to say when a mountain of snow crashes into the ice crawler with deafening force. All sense of traveling distance is lost as the snow blots out the windows and the crawler is dragged bumping and twisting over uneven terrain. You and Hijlat hold tight as you're tossed around until eventually the crawler grinds up against something reasonably solid and comes suddenly to a rest, partially outside. A few moments later, the rumbling finishes passing you by. Unbuckle the seatbelt and get up. By the time you're on your feet, Hijlat has already gathered up numerous supplies and preparing to open the hatch and dig her way to the surface. She looks at you. Nothing to worry about. Happens all the time. Well, not really. First time this happened, but Hijlat not let you die, probably. I can lead us to settlement not far from here. She tosses you an old, scruffy jacket with a tear along one of its arms. Walking in cold, good for health. Maybe not as far as we must go, but you'll laugh about it later. Good story to tell back home. Let's see here. Should we go into the ice and potentially die, or should we just say, like, this one? Let's put on the jacket and follow it up. Here we go. We're throwing caution into the wind. You throw on the jacket and stuff a few rags in your coat for good measure. Hijlat nods at you and opens the hatch. It's only meter to surface. She plunges into the snow and swim climbs her way up it. You follow her and through the cold, and though the cold is shocking, you are relieved when you quickly rise above it into the icy clear air above. Stay close, she says as she begins to trek through the snow. Any path but mine is dangerous. Okay, I'm in. I'm gonna do what she says. The cold, monotonous trudging weighs on you as the hours pass. You're dimly aware of Nefel's two sons as they make their journey across the wide open sky. Evening and exhaustion approach hand in hand, and as the last sun sets, you're not sure how much further you can go. There! Hijlat breaks the silence of hours as she points at the weak flicker of light in the twilight landscape. This is good, she admits hoarsely as you both stumble towards the light. We would not have survived night. The night air grows cold. You slow as your body begins to shut down, and frostbite gnaws at your hands, feet, and exposed arms. The light is still too distant, and you can barely move. You think you see shadows of humanoid figures against the light, but then you stumble and fall. You crawl for as long as you can, and then nothing. Wake up. The pale moonlight of the first sun filters through the synthetic window and onto your face. Your body aches, and you try to sink back into sleep, but something feels off, and you focus on your surroundings. You're in a half-wooden, half-synthetic barracks. A strange mix of primitive earth tech and old colonial architecture. That in and of itself isn't alarming. What is, however, is a group of people that gather around your bed quietly staring and pointing at you. Excuse me? The crowd steps back and an elderly woman steps forward. Her gray hair is rolled up into a tight, elegant braids, and her face and hands are covered in faded blue tattoos. We are pleased to call you guest. You have saved our daughter, and more. You will save us all. The elderly woman and everyone behind her kneels before you. Yes, yes, see, people are kneeling. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean, save us all? The elderly woman opens her palms and spreads them wide. This is the village of that word. I am Undordis, or leader, and we are Skadinga, daughters of Skade, the troll goddess of ice, mountains, and cold. For nearly a century, we have been waiting for a person who bore mask of Skade. She points a tattooed hand at the ice burn on your arm you received while traveling through the snow. It seems we have been waiting for you. What do you mean a century? Why were you waiting for me? The Ondordis raised an eyebrow. So you want to know our secrets? We ask much, so I will tell you more than most know. Long ago, the so-called elves brought the Skadenga to deep. We had to make penance for some mistakes. Our vulva? Okay. Or Cirrus saw that to make amends we must come to Nefel. We did not know why, but when we found the goddess stone, we knew we had made right decision. Since then, we have lived here and acted as guides and pathfinders to others. It was one of our sisters, Amani, an herbalist, who discovered the cure to the Rigelian plague. Oh, that's why they said a liar. We thought this was why we had been sent here, our duty to act as handmaidens of healing. With each passing year, Nefel grows colder and outsiders less frequent. Our numbers dwindle, as does our usefulness. This is a dying world, and we need a new home. 80 years ago, one of our holiest sisters had a vision. She saw that stranger with mark of Skade would arrive. That stranger would help us find a new home. The Honduras points a bony finger right at you. First, you must discover which world will be our home. Then, you must find us transportation. We will, of course, pay you in one way or another. Would you do this for us? Oh my God, I'm so doing this. I'll do it. I'm not letting you down. Boom. The Ondordis smiles. Thank you. She nods toward the door. Come with me. In the light of early day, the village looks stranger than you remember. Carved wooden structures weave flawlessly into sleek fabricated composites in a marriage of ancient with new. Oddly enough, the effect does not clash, but instead gives off an impression of seamless artistry. To the south, there is open space filled with high stacked stone cairns. I'm sure I know that word. At the center of the space, or the holy site, is a great wall made of unusual gleaming metal and surrounded by 8 ornate wooden pillars. The wall, despite being filled with strange letters and images, is dominated by a single image of a giant humanoid. As you stare into the structure, you feel unnaturally chilly. Hold. That is Goddess Stone. The Ondordis gestures toward the large stone wall. This is why we settled here. Most worlds in deep have stone like this upon them. They go by many names: Elfstone, Godstones, Jotun stones, and more. Now at base of all those pillars, they are our Setstoker. They are holy relics of our folk and guided us here to this very wall long ago, just as they will guide us once more to our new home. There are 8 Setstoker here, and once there was 9. The Ondordis turns back to you. You must find the 9th Setstoker, the missing pillar. It was dropped in space long ago, and we believe, based on where it started, it could only have found its way to one of the other 2 worlds. It is either on Windblane in the Rigor system or Asgard in the Naos system. Offering you a small storage device, the Ondordis continues. Setstoker have unusual properties. This drive contains information that will allow you to track them. Go to these worlds. See if you could find them and return to us with news. We are eager to know where Skade will send us. The sky glows, and the earth rumbles as a shuttle lands not far from the village. That shuttle will return you to the spaceport and your ship. May Skade guide you. With that, Dion Dortis leaves you. Let's take a moment to investigate the Goddess Stone. Boom. You walk towards the park filled with stone cairns, wooden pillars, and Goddess Stone. At this distance, you could see that word have nameplates at their bases. Some are so faded and worn you cannot make out the names. Others are easier to read and appear to be family names. Merlinga, Banning, oh my God, what's wrong? Amalung are the few you can read. Beyond the why don't I know this word? I'm sure I know this word. Are well-carved wooden pillars, or that word, as Ondordis called them. They are each over 10 meters tall, all covered entirely in runic scripts, images, and patterns. A few have unshorn branches that include their own carvings as well, while most are limbless. One of that set stoker, you notice that frequent carving within its entwined animals is similar in shape to the burn on your arm. Oh. Finally, you reach the massive Goddess Stone itself. You see almost no part of the wide surface is bare. There are images within images, letters within letters. These exotic letters bear no relationship to the ruins found on the Set Stoker. These are truly alien. Guess what? We're heading to that shuttle. A lone figure stands next to the idling shuttle. As you draw closer, you recognize Zlod. You see, she says, stick with Zlod and you live. Probably. She holds up a bandaged three-finger hand and shrugs, mostly. Zlod offers one of her lopsided grins and leaves you alone with the shuttle. It is time to go. Well, that was a, that was a trip. So we're, so I guess we're gonna do this mission, I guess.